Got a video. Okay, can we check the video or the audio now? Welcome back, maybe? No? So are you looking at it, or is...
Yes, no, I have it.
Okay, and you sure you're not muted?
No, I'm not muted.
Okay.
There's nothing on the screen here. Is that supposed to be? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's there,
Okay.
it's just, I haven't
All right.
enlarged it. How about now?
Sound better? We got anything?
Wait, just popped off.
Start the meeting again?
No, the planning board has to get there.
Oh, Holly says we have sound. Okay. We have sound.
All right. Very good.
You can go ahead.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to the meeting. We discovered we did not have any sound. Fortunately, our IT person was here
Yeah.
and
Good eating.
corrected the situation almost immediately. So we'll start over quickly. The town clerk report, and the first thing was the black mold in the gym bathrooms. And we'd like to know whether there was a plan on cleaning, and Jen, you're up.
Okay, well, the men's room was clean, that was the worst for the black mold, and the contractor that came to look at the room said it's most likely a ventilation issue, and you could use a dehumidifier. The building's built on a slab, and we've had a lot of rain, a lot of moisture. Didn't feel that it was an overwhelming bad problem, so the mold has been cleaned with bleach, and we'll see if it comes back. And the next thing to check would be why the vents in the bathrooms, at least 3 of the bathrooms, the 2 in the gym and the 1 in the hallway, are unfunctioning. So far, so good.
All right. There was a note here. Trevor Sanborn request for recreational marijuana vote. Denied due to no circular oath and not enough valid signatures. Trevor was contacted on 9/21 and the info was given to him over the phone, so he has to reinstitute that petition if he wants to continue. She needs copies of the CEO report for the website. We'll talk to Jesse about that. Made a comment about nice to see the planning board meeting on Facebook Live. And which you didn't hear before, but I said before, our town clerk is up north moose hunting. And Renee is covering the office this week, and she's doing a great job. Commitments where the money comes in a little bit at a time for people who are late. We've got to approve last week's notes and this week's agenda. And bills. We're approving last week's bills. So checks can go out, and we're signing off on this week's bills so checks can be generated. Next, we had a a note from a resident concerning the trailer camper on the road between the ponds, 103 road between the ponds. Our code enforcement officer has been working on this and working with the person in Maine who is the Assistant Shoreline Zoning Coordinator for the Maine Department of Environmental Protection. So that person sent us a note concerning the trailer. As we discussed, the camper trailer is considered a vehicle since it is currently registered and has wheels on the ground. Since it is a vehicle and not a structure, it is not subject to the structural setback requirements of Parsonsfield's ordinance. The individual private campsite provisions in Parsonsfield's camping ordinance only apply if the camper trailer is actually being used for camping. You have indicated never seen the camper trailer being used for camping, and the camper trailer is only stored in the parking area when the owners are away. This is not a use that is considered to be regulated under the individual private campsite provision. So, it's a licensed, registered vehicle being stored there. That's it. There's no, if it's being used as a camper, it's being used as it was a few weeks ago. They took it somewhere else and camped. York County Sheriff's report, animal control officer stopped in. The York County Sheriff's report, we get that once a month, generally the first week or two of the month. The animal control officer stopped in, let us know what was going on, which is really not much. Gave us all his certifications for large dogs, small dogs, bad dogs, plus animals.
You might note that this is our deputy.
Deputy, that's true.
Yeah, so we do have a deputy, David Lonsky.
But we don't know whether our real live animal control operator he's still in limbo? As far as,
No, he's here.
oh, okay.
Yeah, he's here. He's just unavailable for a week or two, but all calls still go
Go.
in.
Right. Planning board, October 4th is the workshop, and the 18th is the next meeting. Nothing on the appeals board. Comprehensive committee, the next meeting is September 26th,
May.
which is pretty close. Secaucus Road, I don't want to assume, David.
You can assume, I left a message today.
Okay, remind these folks that this is really something that's out of our control, but it's out of their control too, in the sense that Central Maine Power is the gating item in all this, whether there's enough capacity in the system to take the power that we would generate. A good point is the town is getting checks for $30,000 leasing, and it really doesn't matter whether they're generating power or not, the town is still getting the money, so that's a good thing. And we've heard nothing on the Stanley Building court case. We have scheduled a workshop for a risk with MMA, who is our new insurance carrier, at 2 o'clock on the 10th of October. Just to this,
That's actually scheduled?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
just to get us up to date and make sure we understand, and they understand some of our concerns and what we're looking to do. We've reviewed and approved the 2023 tax rate. We will sign the commitment form for that money on 10 o'clock on this Thursday, so we have the timing for people to pay their bills. It's, the tax rate went up 70 cents, which is a 4.5% increase. And in today's environment, that's not bad. We're still saving a few dollars for our our appraisal that's due, our assessment, I should say, our new assessment, which will probably have to be done in the next year or two. Hopefully we can save more money. We've set the date of, I believe, hang on a minute, the 31st at 1 o'clock for Kyle Hoskins in our CPR class. We're hoping to get as many of the town employees to take the class, so just we'll be a little better prepared in case anything disastrous happens. Our road commissioner gave us a paving quote for 3 areas: road between the ponds, Long Pond, and Joe Barry Road. Dave had some, we all did, but Dave had some concerns about what we were paving, and because it's in conjunction with Cornish.
I have 2 concerns. First of all, this basically depletes our paving budget for the year. Well, that's the first concern. The second concern is that Long Pond Road, I believe a portion of what they're talking about paving is actually in Cornish, at least split down the middle. So we're going to have to find that out before we approve that. I know there are houses on one side of Long Pond Road in that section they're talking about paving that have a Cornish address. So we will find out about that.
In conjunction with that, we'll be asking our road commissioner to come in hopefully next week. He's an integral part of our plow inspection team, since he knows what's going on with plows and equipment. We've told each of the the contractors for plowing that their equipment will be inspected in the next week or so, just to make sure they have all the equipment that they're supposed to have and that it's in good working order. So that's going to be scheduled hopefully for sometime next week. We're trying to pick a time when the road commissioner is available.
Are you approving any of the roads at all, or wait until you speak to Meyer?
Well, they're going to want to do it all at once, so
Yeah.
there's really no need to approve any of it right now.
I mean, the initial, if everything was approved and went through, we're looking at about $289,000, which, as David said, is all of our paving money, money from the state, and money we have in reserve. It's all the money.
It's not reserved.
There's some money, reserve money.
There's no reserve monies.
No, it's budgeted monies,
Okay.
plus the LRAP. Yeah, we aren't using any reserve
Okay.
for this.
All right, well, that's good. We have the state evaluation here, which we get every year. Parson Field was, the town is valued at $337 million, $337,950. Well, we're pretty close to Old Orchard Beach. It looks like $2,859,000,000. But anyways. And as it's I mentioned before the road commissioner scheduled time to meet with the two winter road maintenance contractors to review their equipment. One of them has given us a time next week when he will be available to meet with us, so that's moving along. At 5:30 today, we do have a public hearing scheduled. We would open that meeting at 5:30, and then this meeting would not close, but would be continued until the 28th at 10 o'clock. We would sign the official commitment papers for the tax and the tax rate for next year.
Actually, we probably don't want to continue that. We probably want to have the public hearing in the selectmen's meeting.
Well, it is.
So, okay,
I just,
you have,
well, I mean, I just mentioned that. I mean, that,
okay.
the select, no, we won't,
We need to sign,
right, we'll do the public assistance, but I want people to know that after that, then we'll be doing the,
we'll be continuing the
Yeah.
meeting. Yep, okay, thank you.
thank you. Jen, I made a note here about, a note we got from Jim Barron about the water sampling.
Yeah, we discussed it last week.
Yeah, now, has anything happened since then as far as,
There was an elevated E. coli level at the site that they test below,
the mill?
Falls Bridge.
Yeah,
And, what we did was tested 3 more sites on Friday. We tested at the very end of Secocas Road, above all the camps. We tested on the town-owned property, below all the camps off Secocas,
okay,
and retested the site below the dam, where it's normally tested. It's called Site 08, below the Keezer Falls Bridge.
okay,
All 3 sites came back well below the state numbers for E. coli. So where the elevated level was about 296, what came back from our Friday's testing, site number 1 above Secocas was 40, the middle site on town-owned property was 38, and I believe that the site on the middle bridge was 28.5. So, all clear, all good numbers, all acceptable limits.
so maybe that was an anomaly for something that happened, or
Rain, the
testing it,
runoff,
yeah.
you know, a fluke of something, but,
Well, that's good.
and no cost to the town. Because we were able to give them a little bit more money, just kind of made that a way to go, so, yeah.
Super.
Yeah, so those were all good. All came back. I have a couple more things.
Absolutely.
Okay, last week we talked about the permitting for Tri-Town,
Yes,
and that there was an issue of concern because we have a 3-day limit. Once you get a permit, you only have 3 days to use it, and that wasn't really enough for some residents that can't pick up their permits on a weekend or are not up here that long. I spoke with the manager of Tri-Town, Joe, and he's gonna call me back tomorrow. I said, can we at least extend it to 5 days? And he said, sure, I don't think that's a problem at all. But I will run it by the selectmen, hire him, and then call you tomorrow. So that's tomorrow. Those are fun.
I mean, it's just a one use anyways, a single use, so.
Right.
Probably.
A couple extra days to
Right.
get it all in the
Oh,
truck.
yeah, I'm on your side.
Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah.
And then back to the planning board, just for, the monies that we can get as a municipality from the state for help with, LD 2003. The planning board has asked SMPDC for help with that letter, because there's a bunch of things they have to do. So that's where they're at, waiting to hear back from them.
okay, super.
That's all I got.
David,
I think you've gotten all I have with other items, so.
all right. The only thing I don't even know when we discussed this, but I know we talked last week about the meeting hours. And we revisited that, I don't know if at what timing we did on this, but we've decided that October 17th at 4 o'clock would be when the winter meetings would start.
And what does that mean?
It means that the Selectmen Board meeting will start at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
And workshops 1, 2, 3?
The workshops 1 to 3 or 1 to 4, depending on
What it is, okay.
what we have to do. Now, we've got a few minutes before the General Assistance meeting, hearing. Harvey, do you have anything you want to?
Couple of things. I was walking around Focus Road this weekend and I found a camper out there, a full-size camper with no motor in it parked there. And I didn't get a chance to go by there yesterday, but I went out there this morning and it was gone. So I decided to just take a walk down through the camp road and see if there was anybody down there that knew anything about it. And I found the camper down there beside one of the camps. So apparently they're going to use it for something. I'm not sure what, but they just towed it down there and parked it. They must have come in late on one night and dropped it there. And then
But didn't that have one, it looked like one side was sort of smashed in or damaged or something.
the motor was gone. And,
I just drove by.
yeah. Well, in any case, that is
It's gone.
It's out of our care in any case. The next one is with the increase in the tax rate. What is happening with the over 65 10-year return from the state?
If you applied for the tax stabilization last
Yeah.
year, your taxes will be the same as last year.
And that's still in force?
Only this year.
Only this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, the law has been repealed, but it's effective for the assessment from April 1st, which is what this is.
All right, well, that'll help a little bit.
Yep.
That's all I got.
We'll just wait and see if the state reimburses us.
Yeah.
Minor details, right? Jeff, do you have something you?
Yeah, just a couple of things that pertain to the meeting. The snowplow contract, you can even inspect the equipment, from what I gather. In some towns, they actually inspect the equipment before they approve the contract. And there's a limited, and they actually specify on what kind of equipment you need to do the job for, so it's just something to think about.
Yeah, we specify what kind of equipment, but the problem is that some people are bidding based on the fact that they're gonna purchase or lease equipment.
No, and I get that. And you can change the hours from 5 to 4.
Correct.
Have you ever thought about compromising and go to 4:30?
No,
Already compromised.
never entered our minds.
Just leave it? Okay.
Already compromised.
Okay. Paving, I see road between the ponds. Wasn't that just paved a few years ago?
I think the first half maybe, or,
First
Some of
half,
not all.
2/3, but not all the way. This is from where they stopped.
Okay.
Around
Oh, all right,
Yield.
just want to make sure that.
Yeah, no, it's not a redo.
Okay. All right, I guess that's it for now.
All right, 529.
all right, with that spectacular timing,
530.
I'd like to open the general assistance portion of our meeting,
Public hearing.
and
And this is a public hearing
a public hearing, okay?
within our selectmen.
And this gives us the guidelines that the state supplied for how we handle general assistance for the upcoming year. Jebbo handles 99.9% of our general assistance. uses these guidelines in deciding what should be awarded to people or what shouldn't be awarded. And, not much else to say. Deb, do you wanna speak?
No, sir.
That's very unusual.
Yes, sir.
Jen, do you, Dave, anything?
No, basically, these are the numbers that we use for general assistance when people apply and qualify. And we're required by law to go through this public hearing and then adopt it every year.
Yeah, every town, you might notice in the shopping guide, every town has their little ads in this time of year.
Yep.
All right, so with that, we'll close the meeting for the general assistance. And that will really end this portion.
Well,
Well, we're gonna,
this portion.
of the select meeting, board meeting, and the rest of it will be continued.
No.
Well, we're gonna continue this meeting. I don't wanna get on Tuesday at 10 o'clock, Thursday.
We need to adopt these.
I thought we did.
We had a public hearing on it.
Oh.
I make a motion that we adopt the state guidelines for general assistance ordinance.
I will certainly second that motion.
All right,
So,
all right.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
I'm glad we officially adopt this. We weren't gonna pay anything.
Technically, you couldn't have it.
Well, that's good. It's a cost savings. All right, folks, and now, we're gonna continue this meeting until Thursday at 10 o'clock when we'll sign the tax commitment. And that will, in effect, end this week's meetings. Want to thank you for listening. Sorry for the little delay in the audio, but David corrected the situation. So, thank you again, and have a nice day, night, week. God, next week's on